Easy now, folks. We've got this Nicrew USB DC air pump to play with here. I'll tell you now, it's a cracker. We'll unbox it, but on the side here we've got some of the main features. One of them being touch control. How good is that? Energy saving, durable, powerful, and it is too. It is 5 volts, 1.7 watts, and it puts out 3 litres per minute. Just getting into the box, it puts me in the mind of a high-end mobile phone when you open it up. I love the way they've packaged it. Feels like you got something cool. And first off, we've got the cable. I'll just get straight to it. One of the exciting things about this air pump is you can use it plugged in as you normally would, but also you can use the battery pack that's inside of it. So I'll get into that in a minute once we've seen what else is in the box, including the biggest non-return valve I think I've ever seen. Looks like the top of a vape, doesn't it? We've got some air tubing, which isn't good quality. It tends to kink quite easily, this stuff, but hey, they've thrown it in there for free, and it's not expensive to replace that. And then your plug that the USB cable goes into. We've then got quite a big air stone. Quite heavy as well, actually, which is quite good. Sometimes they can float up and move about the place a bit easier, but if there's a bit of weight to it, you don't really have that problem. Like that. Got our instruction manual, as you'd think, and then right down the bottom here, just lift this dividing section out. We've got our air pump. Look, it's really nicely packaged. I like what they've done here, I really do. It feels like they've spent some time on it and really thought about it to give this item nicely presented. And look at it, it's gorgeous, isn't it? I'm loving the glossy finish and the rounded edges. It's a nice size as well, it's not too big. It's got this belt clip on the back, and they do say that you can attach that to a side of a tank, but they also say don't get it wet or let splashes fall on it. So for me that's a little bit too close, but you can use a picture hanger and attach that to the side of your cabinet or your stand, whatever. Otherwise you can just sit it on its rubber feet, which should help reduce vibrations. So they've given us everything we need to get started, which is brilliant. Don't need to buy any accessories really, unless you want to replace that air tube. I wasn't sure about the cable at first. It didn't look to be very long, so I grabbed my tape measure out and it comes out exactly at a metre, so that should be plenty for any aquarium you're using this size of pump on. Remember, we can use any distance of airline that we choose to actually get to the tank. That slots in the bottom there, and if we remove the splash guard, you find where the power jack goes. As soon as you do that, we can see the battery display showing us that it's starting to charge. Once it is charged, should the power go off, or if we removed the cable, the pump is still going to keep going. So that means if we have a power cut, we don't need to worry. And also it would be useful if we were going to collect fish from a bit further away, or maybe we're moving house and we need an air pump running. Well, we can use a battery powered one like this, can't we? It's genius. You'll notice there's no switches or dials on it, and that's because, like I said before, it's touch sensitive, which I think is brilliant. I love it. So holding down the power button, or holding your finger over the power button once turns it on full power. Touching it on it again takes it to the lowest setting, and once more for the medium airflow. So you can't alter the flow gradually should you want to, but there is something we can do about that. All we would need is one of these airflow connectors, which you can get for pennies. One end will come from the pump, the other end to the tank, like that. And then you can close it over and open it up as much as you desire. That would only be if you need some degree of precision, because the three settings are fine, to be honest. And it's more than enough to power a couple of sponge filters or a box filter and an air stone. Just need to get one of these splitters. So again, this will be coming from the air pump, and then you'd have two air lines coming off to your equipment. Both of those air lines would need to be the same length to work properly, and you would obviously need a non-return valve on each. But like I say, it's easily enough to power a couple of bits for your tank. What I was interested in next then was how long the battery would last without the cable attached. So I pulled it out after fully charging it, and you can see that M comes up on the display for energy saving mode. The way it works is, as soon as the power is withdrawn, the pump cycles an on-off cycle. So it will run for 1 minute, turn off for 2 minutes, and then back on for a minute. It will repeat that loop until either the battery runs out, or the power cable is replaced, or the power comes back on. So I started this at nearly 4 o'clock on Saturday, and we'll see how it goes. So here we are, the pump's in its rest state, and you can see the cable is not attached. There it started up, and we are almost exactly 24 hours later, 4 o'clock on Sunday. So it's been turning itself off and on continuously. If we check the display, it's only gone down 1 bar. That's on the lowest setting. If we put it up to the higher flow rates, it will probably deplete quicker. But at that rate there, it's going to last for days. That is just incredible. I really am impressed with this. I love the design. I love the functionality. I love the way it was packaged. I love its presentation. I can't speak for its longevity because obviously I've only just got it. But so far I think it's an amazing little air pump. I love the sleek design. I love the touchscreen controls. And I love the price too. It was only $21.99. Worth every penny of that. I think Nicrew have done an outstanding job with this. But I can't take the credit for discovering it. I saw it on another channel, Aqua Guy UK. I've been watching his channel for a while now and enjoying it. He's a nice guy with years of experience in the hobby. He's got some really nice tanks and some interesting stuff going on as well. He seems to have done something with Armano shrimp that I've not seen anybody else do or heard about anybody else doing. I'll not ruin that for you though, I'll let you find out. If you found this video interesting or useful though, maybe jump over to his channel and say thanks for bringing it to our attention. I'll pop his link in the description down below. Have a wee look about while you're there. You might find it interesting too. Hope you do. Otherwise, I'm out. Later.